everyone. So I am doing another reading vlog. So this week I decided to read Always Practice Safe Hex. Now, what I decided to do was be like at least in the middle of the book before I go and explain things, because I have been having trouble lately sticking to a book and reading it all the way through. So I decided to start the vlog with maybe me around halfway through the book. Well, I'm like 35% in, and whoo, okay. This one here is, we have, Lavinia, she goes by Livy, and Gareth. Now, she's a witch that, I can't remember what her powers are exactly, but every witch sister obviously has different powers and stuff. Their one sister, Jules, is like the strongest of them. So Livy has been kind of like had kind of like this animosity with Gareth, who is a Grim Reaper. And him and his cousin are in here. And on the outside, you know, Gareth is very like controlled and, you know, kind of more of a comes off as kind of a stuck-up jerk. So there's something about Lavinia that he just doesn't know what it is about her, but he wants her. You know, he's attracted to her and he wants her. So they end up getting stuck with this project because they're both like, they're all competing. Her, him, Gareth, and this other guy are basically all competing to, I guess, win this competition. And so they're working with this thing, and you could see the you could definitely see the sparks fly off the page with these characters, because they clearly want each other. And I'm like 35% in, and they have already not had sex per se, but they've done some other things, and I'm just like, holy mama. Yeah. I'll say, like, Juliette Cross knows how to create like this, I love like good chemistry between characters, but I love like the tension of, like, you know, them trying to hold themselves back, and then finally, you know, it just so we have the characters, like, you know, they haven't gotten to the, you know, sex part, you know, yet, but it's getting there. It is getting there. So there's this guy that's working basically with them. He's kind of a higher up in the like the job. The guy is pure evil, and Gareth knows this. So this guy is evil. He knows he's evil because he can like sense it. Gareth has, like, you know, all these different powers. Like, he definitely has like super speed. Like, he can, you know, get somewhere pretty quick. And that's something that the witches had no idea about. They had no idea, like, all of the different powers that Grims have, because Grims keep themselves pretty, like, they kind of stay away from the public, you know, a lot when it comes to like other supernaturals like vampires and witches and, you know, different things like that. They kind of like maintain their secrecy. So none of the witches knew like any of the powers that they had. So now that she's kind of opening him up, she's seeing all these different powers that he has. Besides him having like super speed, he has like telekinesis, where he can like remove her bra without using his hands. So that's a pretty good talent. So yeah, this guy here definitely has some skills in the bedroom, for sure. And so I'm at that point right now, and I'm just like, oh shit. So, I'm liking it so far, and I've liked this whole series. You know, this is the 4th book in the series. I've enjoyed myself with this whole series. I will say, like, was it number 2? Yeah, the second book. I still love that one. That one is probably my favorite, the second one. This one's pretty good, so I don't know. This one might be like a contender of maybe being the second right now. Right now, it's pretty good. I love the chemistry between the characters. You know, she really kind of like challenges him, and he has this thing that he calls like a demon basically inside him, which is like, he considers it like evil. And he kind of like, he says he kind of keeps it like caged up. And he has done something in his past that he obviously allowed his demon to come out and play, basically. Kind of like how the werewolves have like this, you know, the wolf shifters, the werewolves, they obviously have that like that werewolf beast inside them that they let out, you know, when they, you know, full moon and all that stuff. So it was like kind of the same thing with like Mateo from the first book, where Mateo was like trying to keep like his alpha in control, and Alpha was pretty much like, you ain't controlling me, bitch. You know, so that was kind of like his thing. I liked Alpha. I liked the inner monologue with the character, because it was like Alpha talking to Mateo, Mateo talking to Alpha, like, shut up, you know, just like, stop doing this, you know, stop, you know, trying to control me. And Alpha's like, oh, we're gonna, you know, we're definitely going to play. So, that was interesting. So this one here, it's like, there's no like inner dialogue, but Gareth definitely has like that demon that's like in a cage, like rattling the cage and wants to get out. So some shit's definitely going to go down in this book. He's going to let that demon out, and shit's going to go down. So I already know what that's going to happen. So I'm on page 135. So like I said, I'm 35% in, and I'm definitely enjoying this one. I'll probably come back, either I'll be all the way done or maybe mostly done, but I will go and update you soon with how far along I've gotten. So yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Okay, so I finished the book, Always Practice Safe Hex. Now, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I will say it's not my favorite of the series. My favorite of the series is still going to be book 2. I'm sorry, but Davraj and Isadora, I had a connection with them. I don't know why. I just had a connection with them. And I'd say probably my second favorite couple would be Mateo and Evie. Though Evie, with her Star Wars references, girl, oh my god. She just was like... I'm old school, so I'm a fan of more of the original trilogy. I'm not even a fan of the prequels. I did not like the prequels. And with the newer versions, I'm not a Reylo fan. I'm sorry, I'm not a Reylo fan. You can go and tar and feather me later if you want, but I'm not a Reylo fan. I'm still a girl with love of 4, 5, and 6. So with Evie, I'm like, she just kept like with the newer Star Wars references, and I was like, girl, watch the originals. They're so much better. So, so for me, they were probably my second favorite couple, but my ultimate couple so far, because the other book, that's book 5, that has Jules and Reuben in it. If you've been following the series, Jules and Reuben have been really teased throughout all of these books. And I'm telling you, book 5 better be fucking amazing. No pressure, Juliette Cross, no pressure. But, you know, that couple has been teased throughout the fucking series, and they better go down, you know, they better go to Pound Town. That's all I'm saying. It better happen, and it better be fucking incredible, because, you know, this whole entire series, I've been reading about this, you know, that there was something that obviously happened. And so, with Jules and Reuben. So now it's definitely going to happen with, you know, book 5. And book 6 is definitely Henry, who's a Grimm, and Clara. I like Clara because I'd say out of all of the sisters with witchy ability, Isadora I really liked because she had like this healing power. And I'd say if that's a superpower to have, healing powers. Yes, I want healing powers. I definitely want it. This one here, Lavinia, what did she have again? Oh, I went and I said it. What was it again? What was it that she had? Her powers. It was like compulsion or something? Something like that, where like she could use her powers to pretty much like push you away without her physically touching you. That's kind of like what was her powers. And to me, I don't know, I kind of like the healing powers better. So that's why I think I liked Isadora so much, is because she would go and touch the animals to kind of give them longer life. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I want that superpower. You know, I would say I'm more of a fan of animals than I am of people. You know, even though if I had the powers to heal people, I obviously would. You know, especially children with like cancer and debilitating diseases and all that stuff. Gone. You know, I would be like, you know, I'd be draining all my energy because I'd be going to children's hospitals and just, you know, healing. So I'd say Isadora was probably my favorite because she had the power to heal and prolong some people's, you know, animals, especially animals' lives and stuff like that. And with Lavinia, like I said, hers was like, what the hell's the word? I have to find it in the thing. I'll have to put it down here. There was a specific word for it. I say compulsion, but I don't know if that's the right word for it. But I know she had like this power to where she would like push, you know, with her energy, people away. And Gareth is what they call a Grimlock. And I guess that's like one of they're like the most powerful of the Grim Reapers because of what he can do. And so, interesting. I'll just say it was really interesting. This is, I have a child. So, anyways, where was I? So yeah, Gareth is a Grimlock. So he's got these really powerful powers. And he's kind of very similar to, like, I'd say, vampires, because from the heritage line, they were like a descendant of like a vampire and something else, you know? And so he basically told her like the history of Grimms, you know, Grim Reapers and all that stuff. So he explained to her how they came to be with their powers and all this different stuff. And all Grimms kind of like have all these different powers. Henry, which is a character throughout the series, that he's kind of been a, you know, a fixture in the, you know, city and all that stuff. You've seen him in like previous books, and you clearly see that Clara likes him and he likes Clara. He's just too shy to, you know, express himself. And so he has, you know, you see in this one Henry's power, you know, he likes to not show it and all that stuff. So there were some stuff that went down in this. I'll say there is a trigger warning in here for definitely attempted sexual assault. There was assault happened to a character years ago that happened in the past. And there was like murder in here, definitely was murder. The character heard it, didn't see it. So I will just say that. But yeah, I liked this. There was some, there also was some like BDSM kink to this, definitely. With, you know, the stuff that he can do, you know, that was used in here. I did really like it though. I did really enjoy this one, but I will say, still not my favorite. Book 2 is definitely my favorite out of the whole series. And then book 1, it would be my second favorite. This one, I would say this book here is probably my third favorite. My least favorite is the one with Violet and Nico. I'll just say that. I don't know what it was about them. They had great chemistry, but I will say Violet kind of irritated me a little bit. She was a heroine that was a little bit, you know, yeah. She was a little bit, you know, would irritate me a little bit. So for Jules, I don't know. We'll see what happens, because Jules has not been like a huge figure in the series. Like, you know, you see her like she obviously has like a lot of responsibility, and because she's basically like one of the higher ups when it comes to like the witches and things like that, because is she an enforcer? I think she's an enforcer, and enforcers are pretty, like, I think that's what her title is. I think it's an enforcer. And so that means she's got some pretty strong witchy powers, you know. Probably fuck someone up, you know, mess someone up for sure. So that one, it kind of is teased at the end of this book with Jules and Ruben. So you know, okay, there's some stuff that's definitely going to go down and be a part of the series in October. It comes out October 31st. Halloween. Perfect timing. So yeah. I did enjoy this. I will say, yeah. I did really enjoy this one. The whole series, I've really enjoyed it. I love the connection between the sisters. Even though all of the sisters are all like different, they have this like bond. I love the family bond, you know, because it's like they clearly, you know, obviously they're going to argue and they're going to fight with each other, but it's still a healthy relationship, and you clearly can see like the other people that they get involved with, the males that they get involved with. A lot of the males have had some really bad family stuff, you know, just toxic family. It kind of reminds me of my boyfriend's family. I had told my boyfriend that, I said, your family seems to collect all of the damaged people, you know. My boyfriend's sister, her husband, he's got 3 sisters. His youngest sister has, her husband has some, you know, his family are like really toxic and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, he's dealt with that with his family. And then I have toxic family members. So I'm like, dude, your family seems to collect strays, you know, the damaged people, you know. So, it kind of reminds me of that. Like this series reminds me of like his family. And it's like, dude, no matter like stuff that goes on with your family's still normal compared to mine or compared to his sister's husband's family. We know toxicity. We know a effed up family. when we see it. And them, they're normal. They are normal, and it feels good when you feel wanted into a family that is normal, and especially when you didn't have that with your own family. It feels good. It feels good to have a family that isn't your blood take you in and say, you're my people, you're my family. It feels good. So that's basically what it is with these a lot of the male characters, is that they're all damaged because of their families. And these sisters, they had a really healthy, obviously, their parents brought them up well, and, they have this bond, and so they end up collecting all of the damaged men into their family, and they become like this huge family. And at the end, there's characters that, you see more of their life. Like, you see more of Evie and Mateo in this, through like how many of the books, you see like what happens with them. So I did like that. It's a really sweet like ending at the end where, the family's coming together, and it's really nice. It's nice to see that, and it makes you think, because I'm like, dang, for me, I know how many damaged people that came from damaged home lives. And it's good to see a healthy family dynamic, and that's basically what I see with this family. It's like even though they've witchy powers and they may not always get along with each other, they still have this really great bond with each other, and that's great to see. And that's, I'd say, also a great thing that shows in this book. It's, besides it being like love stories, it's also a family, found family, and you have blood family taking in and creating this found family, and it's just, it's great. I like to see that. I like to see that in my books too. There's a lot of people who, they kind of focus on the Pound Town stuff, which I enjoy that, but there has to be something else with the story too. It can't be just, putting the P in the V, it can't be just that. Has to be other things too. So yeah. That's it for that book. I don't want to keep rattling on, because, it'll be too long. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do like another book for this reading vlog, or if this might be it. I don't know. I'm gonna move on to something else. I gotta see what else I'm going to read. I got a book in the mail today. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'll just say like it is not romance related. There's a movie coming out soon, and the book is, the movie's based on the book, and I wanted to read the book before I see the movie because it looked like a really interesting movie. It's, like I said, it's not romance related. I'd say it's more of a psychological thriller or thriller book. Yeah. So I want to start reading that. And I'd say if I get about middle of the book, I will explain what it is. But right now, I'm probably going to delve into my Kindle and find another book to read and see where I can get there and go from there. So, yeah. Anyways, I will go and update you all, later, what I've started to read. So, update. So I decided that instead of me trying to read another book, I don't know how long it would make this vlog. So I figured what I would do is that I would go and like reread these, and while I'm rereading them, because it usually doesn't take me that long to reread them. A lot of times it like very quickly I can reread these, especially because I'm like, I don't reread all of the pages. I kind of like go into my favorite parts of a book and, you know, read those parts. So I realized that I tabbed these, but I tab them at the top. And so I'm like, I don't like that, because what happens is it starts to separate the spine. So I'm going to go into these with, you know, find the spots, and then I would just go and take these flags that I have, these post-it tabs, and tab them right here. I decided I like that better when I tab it right here on the side, because it doesn't like end up creating a thing that messes up the spine area. So that's what I decided to do. So I'm going to go into, obviously, the first book, Wolf Gone Wild, and then I'll go into, obviously, you know, Don't Hex and Drive. I usually try to find, like, the same colors that for the novel. Like, I went with pink, obviously, for this because it was pink right here. And then I went with green for this one because it's like a green cover. And then this one here, I ended up going with like different colors for that one. I don't think I had purple. So I can do either purple or blue for that one, which just gets stitches. And then the last one, I never went and I read this one through Kindle. I always read them through Kindle first, and then I purchase them paperback. So I need to go and tab this one because I realized I did not do that for this. So I'm going to end up doing that one. And then I will probably soon order the latest one. So that way I have a copy of that one too, because I want to get this whole series on paperback. So, but yeah, that's what I figured I would do, is I would go in and retab these, you know, for the side, and, you know, say whether or not I still enjoy these ones. So when I'm done with each book, I'll kind of like show what I did, and, you know, say whether or not like I still like the book, or, you know, if like, oh, it's not as good as I remember. Sometimes it happens with like, you read a book and you're like, this isn't as good as I remember it the first time. So that's what I decided to do. So that way this vlog is not like super, super long. So yeah, I will update you all later with how far I've gotten with all that stuff. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna end out my vlog. I went and I tabbed all of my books. So I tried to go by color. Sometimes I run out of certain colors and all I have are like orange or whatever it is, unless I find a book with like an orange cover, you know. Pretty much gotta like use it for other stuff. So I went with pink for Wolf Gone Wild because it's got the pink right here. So I went with pink for that. And I still enjoy the book. I still wouldn't, I'd keep it at 4 stars for me. I wouldn't move it up to like 5. It still would be 4 stars. And then for this one here, I went with green for Don't Hex and Drive. And I still would give this book like 5 stars. I still say this is my favorite one. I don't know what it is. I think the way Isadora is, where she's more introverted, I identified best with her, with Isadora a lot. And I liked Devraj. The author does have like some songs in here that are playing, so I sometimes like to play the song where the scene is, so that way I can kind of immerse myself into the story. But I also was listening to, I went onto like Spotify and I just typed in Bollywood love songs, and I was listening to some like Bollywood love songs while I was reading this book, and it's, you know, they have really pretty songs. I don't know what the heck they're saying, but there's some really pretty songs, so I wanted to I did that for that book right there. And then for this one here, which is Get Stitches, I did purple. And it's same feelings with this one here, where it's like Violet kind of annoys me. She's still kind of like an annoying character to me, but I still enjoyed the book because I like Nico. He's really sexy, so I liked him a lot in here. So I did purple for that one. And this one here, because it is an anthology and there's like multiple stories in here, you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got 5 stories in here. So I went and took some of the colors from the book. So I've got like green in here, I've got red, I've got blue, and then I went back to green and red for, you know, kind of separate the stories a little bit. But I still like the anthology. You know, it's same rating I'd give it before. I think I gave it like 4 stars or so. I'd probably still give it the same rating. But yeah, that's it for this vlog. I'm a little tired. Yesterday I went and was celebrating Memorial Day with my boyfriend's family, and they definitely like to, you know, have a good time and drink and all that stuff. So for me, I feel a little tired. Because hanging out with people drains me, and the next day I feel like exhausted. So hanging out with a lot of people tends to drain me. My social battery has to recharge. Plus, also, I had like 5 shots of like Fireball whiskey. So yeah, I didn't get tore up or anything like that. I mean, it takes a lot more to get me like drunk. But I was feeling relaxed for sure. And my boyfriend's friend had brought over like Miller Lite, which I will not drink because I hate beer. And they end up bringing over White Claw, and the White Claw is like a white preppy girl's dream drink. It's like, we're gonna have a good time and party, and we're gonna drink some White Claw. White Claw is like a pussy drink. It is just so weak. And I could drink like a whole, how many it comes in, I could drink all of them and wouldn't get wasted with it. It only has like 5% alcohol in it, so it's like, yeah, like I could see like pussy college kids drinking White Claws because it's pretty weak. Yeah. So back in my day, when, you know, my parents would go and, you know, have their drinks, it was the Bartle and James, you know, that brand. So that's what I remember. And it's kind of like that. It's like, you're basically drinking a carbonated wine cooler. That's basically what it is. It's a weenie drink, you know. It's something you drink if you really just don't, you want to socialize and fit in, but you don't want to get wasted. So that's basically what you drink. So I'm not really a big fan. I have to have something with a little more sugar to it because it's really not sweet. And so I'm not really a fan of it. So there was how many of them? So I was kind of drinking a couple of them today just to drink them because I'm like, I hate wasting stuff. So I'm not the type of person where I'm like, I just want to dump it down the drain. I did it before, and I'm kind of like drinking them just to drink them so that way they're out of my refrigerator. Because people were like, oh, here, you can keep them. And I'm like, I don't want your fucking White Claws, man. They just don't taste good. So I'm kind of like drinking it, you know, just to get it out of my house. But yeah, it's like watered down juice, you know. I'm just like, eh. So anyways, I'm kind of like in between books right now. So yeah, that's it for this vlog here. Have yourselves a good day. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you all on the next video. All right, bye.